Hello, Whitefish Bay Middle School. Hope this finds you well. Big news to share this week. Although I get how the internet works. You already know this probably. But last night at the school board meeting, the school board unanimously approved a phase-in plan for the middle school. So beginning the week of March 1st with our 6th graders, we will be bringing back kids 4 days a week. So 6th grade will be March 1st, 7th grade March 8th, 8th grade March 15th. We'll continue to have a fully virtual option for those families that have elected that. But before spring break, we will have all of our kids back in for 4 days a week. So really looking forward to that and excited about that possibility. We will continue to have those Asynchronous Wednesdays. I know that there's a lot of different feelings about that. And if I'm honest with you, there's lots of reasons, frankly, why that time is so important. But two things that are in my heart about that decision. One is from a staff perspective. We got into Asynchronous Wednesdays from the beginning because we're asking staff to do twice as much planning as what they would do in a typical year. They need to plan for the kids in front of them and the kids at home on Zoom. Even though we're going to be back 4 days a week, that doesn't go away. We have many staff members who will continue to have to instruct in the blended modality, either for scheduling problems or cohort size reduction issues or elective mismatches. Lots and lots of our staff will continue that. And so that time becomes really important. Wednesdays are also a critical time for a very important group of kids that receive critical services and supports on those Wednesdays, where they're coming in for special education services, speech, language, where they would not be able to access the building, cannot access the building on those days when there are kids here. And we have virtual students who come in for assessments on Wednesdays and things of that nature. Belongingness matters to us, and so making sure that those students stay connected to Whitefish Bay Middle School is really important to us here. And so Wednesdays is one way that we're able to do that with those kids. Overall, we're very excited and confident in bringing kids back. I know we can do this well, and I know we can do it safely. Why do I know that? Because for 6 months, we've done it with this blended modality. And it's because of strategies that we've had in place all year, like cohorts and kids together in the same homeroom all day. Our open campus lunch has led us to be really, really successful in keeping kids safe and keeping our staff safe. The strategies that we'll be putting in place for the phase-in plan really just enhance and support those strategies that already exist. So there won't be anything tremendously wild and different for kids. It will just be strengthening the things that are in place. Next week, in my video update, I'll get a little bit more into the details for those of you that are interested in exactly what some of those things might be. But in the meantime, know that we will be teaching kids as we get closer to phase-in. We will be teaching and reinforcing with kids what those safety protocols and procedures are so that they feel confident on that first full in-person day, that they're ready for that. In the meantime, I would encourage you to have a conversation with your child about 4-day in-person learning, and maybe you already have. But two key questions that I think are important to ask kids are, how are you feeling about this? And being really open and curious about what they have to say. From my experience, many kids express that they're excited and that they're kind of nervous. And that's okay to feel both of those things, and to let them know that their teachers, their family have their back, and they're going to help them to be successful and safe in this transition. The second question that I think is critical for all of us to be thinking about, but to ask your child this: what is within your control that would help to keep you safe, your family safe, and your classmates safe? Our kids need to feel empowered in this situation, that they have agency and an ability to impact the safety of themselves and of others. And they do have a lot of that control. Their decision to wear their mask correctly at all times, in school and out of school, to keep their distance from other kids, in school and especially out of school, and to keep an eye on that hand hygiene. Those are things that kids can do. All middle school kids can take care of that and can be thinking about those things. So help them to think through that. And even when there are more kids in the room, how might you do that? What's within your control? So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing kids more often. I know that we're ready to do this, and we stand ready to partner with you as families to support our kids in any way that we can. So thank you so much for listening. If you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, like I said, next week I'll share a little bit more about some of those risk mitigation strategies we'll be using. Until then, have a great week.